The funding, I literally, we don't ever have enough of anything.
Well, recently we found out that we won't be able to have models in our drawing classes as much as we wanted to, because there's not enough money to pay for them. So that was really sad.
In my sculpture class, we always have to buy our own materials unless there's some wood that's around, but it does kind of become an inconvenience.
I mean, the effects are super obvious to me. The main way that I see it is just in the facilities, especially in the sculpture shop. I feel like one of the biggest hindrances to me teaching here is just that the students have to provide all their own materials.
It's been about $20 just for clay and stuff.
Probably $50 bucks.
This project was almost free. This has been my easy project. But in total, I've probably spent $800 this semester.
At the last university that I taught at, there was a lab fee, and then maybe 70 or 80% of their assignments they could rely on the shop or the lab to provide the materials for those, so then they can just come in and start working. They don't have to spend time getting materials or not work because they don't have the right materials.
So I've quickly run out of wood, and it's hard for me to get wood because I don't have a car on campus. So I don't really know what to do. I went and I got my 8-foot pieces of lumber, and then I put it in my car, and then I drove home, and then I drove to school with the 8-foot pieces of lumber, and then I carried all of my crap from the car, including my 8 feet pieces of lumber, to my dorm, and then I carried them to here.
We don't have very simple things like all students have to bring their own tape measures and anything that's consumable, pencils, and I guess we have some nails and some glue, but these things that I would consider fairly basic are the students have to provide, and I think that's kind of frustrating. I believe we're in some sort of deficit right now, so that it's not like there's money that's available that's not being allocated. It's just that we don't actually have enough money. Basically, we don't receive enough money from the university to cover all of the different expenses with the department. I enjoy teaching art. I feel like it's one of the few chances that students have to really direct their own projects and gain skills, gain hands-on skills, but also engage in kind of a critical thinking around making things. And for me, the interesting part is not just when they're doing an assignment, as in doing what I tell them to do, but they're kind of finding their own voice in that assignment.
It's very important to me because I'm doing business, but I don't want to be stuck in a very analytical role that's kind of dry. I'm a very creative person, so the art department helps me build that and grow my creativity.
I mean, I'm not saying we need more funding than everybody else. I'm just saying, don't cut budgets here, because it's just going to result in crappy art.